suddenly backed up and rammed the parked M3 into the wall it was facing, smashing both the front and the rear of the German sedan. The sound of the collision caught the attention of the two kids, and they quickly ran back to the scene. My aunt and the kids were stunned. The CEO asked my aunt to hop back in. The kids, still stunned, while the CEO says, "Sorry, too rich," and throws his business card at the kids and drives away like a fucking boss. A few weeks after the incident, my aunt asked the CEO if he ever had to pay for the damages. He said that he had to pay for the damages, but the faces of the kids after he totaled their car was priceless. I was hit by a car while riding my bicycle. My backpack exploded and stuff was thrown everywhere. Witnesses helped me gather everything and the police showed up. Someone took a bunch of pictures of the scene on their phone while the EMS and police did their thing. Not a bad accident, only bumps and scrapes, but the bike was fucked though. When they asked for my phone number so they could text the pictures to me, I realized I didn't have my phone. In fact, it was nowhere to be found. I called my wife using a witness's phone and she's hysterical. Someone stole my phone and was texted her saying, "I found this guy's phone at the car accident and he has a lot of calls and texts to you, so I'm trying to get this phone back to him, but I need $50. Looks like he buys a lot of stuff on Amazon too, so he can afford the $50. And he signed it, YOLO. Now I was at the accident site for over an hour and these texts were all sent during this time. So after calming my wife down, we decided to play along and find that dumbass who's extorting me for my phone. We found out that she works at some burger place downtown. She gave us the address and I said I could come to make the exchange. And yes, I decided to show up with the police who responded to the accident. The girl was furious. She yelled at me about how she deserves a reward for finding my phone, etc. I pressed charges, but eventually dropped them when I found out that she was fired for her conduct. So yeah, fucking YOLO. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Reddit Revenge. If you like this video, please give it a like and don't hesitate to subscribe. We release new videos on a weekly basis. See you guys on the next one. Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Petty Revenge. In this episode, I'm going to go over 3 petty revenge stories that I'm sure you'll enjoy as much as I did. So let's get started. Back in high school, I was working in a small Asian fusion restaurant. I loved this job and had the most amazing coworkers ever. Of course, we had some rude customers come in, but they were usually few and far in between. But this woman was the craziest customer I've ever encountered in my 4 years. Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Petty Revenge. In this episode, I'm going to go over 3 petty revenge stories that I'm sure you'll enjoy as much as I did. So let's get started. Back in high school, I was working in a small Asian fusion restaurant. I loved this job and had the most amazing coworkers ever. Of course, we had some rude customers come in, but they were usually few and far in between. But this woman was the craziest customer I've ever encountered in my 4 years of food service. During the dinner rush, Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of the Petty Revenge series. Here's some background for you guys. My girlfriend goes to the same grocery store for most of her food shopping. At this store is the embodiment of the word cringe. We'll call him C for short. Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of Petty Revenge. In this episode, you're going to hear some great petty revenge stories. I hope you guys stay for all of these stories and subscribe for future videos. Let's get started.
That is a lot of health.
When my sister and I were in middle school, our favorite snack was Cool Ranch Doritos. Most of the time, my mom would keep it in a bag in the pantry for us. In a perfect world, my sister and I would have split the bag 50-50, but that never seemed to happen. My sister would usually eat more than her share, and she'd even kill an entire bag with her friends without any regard for me. I'd complain to my mom that I wasn't getting the Doritos that I was entitled to, and then she'd tell my sister to stop hogging them, but it never worked. I remember being upset often because no matter what I did, my sister always seemed to beat me to the Doritos. But one day, I got home from school before my sister. I noticed that there was a brand new, unopened bag of Doritos in the pantry. So I did what any person experiencing my frustration would have done. I opened the bag, licked all of the seasoning off of each Dorito, set them off to the side on a pile of paper towels to air dry, and then I dumped the residual seasoning out of the bag, then put the Doritos back into the bag and secured it with a chip clip. My sister arrived home shortly thereafter with her friend. She eventually went to the pantry, grabbed the Doritos, and plopped down onto the couch with her friend, and then they began to eat the Doritos. I stood from afar watching them. They were like two vultures tearing apart a dead raccoon. I managed to stifle my laughter until my sister's friend blurted out, "These don't taste like anything." I ran in there, time to claim my victory. Tears of joy running down my face, snot dripping out of my nose, the whole nine. Laughing maniacally, I looked at them and said, "'Cause I licked the seasoning off, motherfuckers." So fast forward, I was punished afterwards, but this was totally worth it. For a little background info, this happened back when I was about 14 years old and my brother was about 17. Our parents were divorced, and at the time, my big brother lived with my dad. My other siblings and I would occasionally visit for holidays because we lived across the country. This detail is really important. My big brother wasn't used to living with us, so he tended to treat us very rough and basically be an asshole. If he was mad at us, he'd get aggressive and do something like hit us or intimidate us because he was significantly bigger than me. I kinda always had to take it and not fight back because I really didn't stand a chance physically. I was so sick of the constant brutality from him, and one day I just happened to see him put his password into his phone. My big brother just got a new girlfriend who he texted all of the time, but he frequently ignored everyone else who texted him because of it. Keeping that in mind, I knew that we had a whole week left until our flight back home with our mom, so I started planning. I stuck through a whole